Hello everyone, this is Gamer with Opinions, and I'm very glad to present to you this mod. Um, it is an understatement at first. I gotta apologize to Supanut and lanjane because I did cover this mod Extended Culture 5 a few months back, and I grossly underestimated this mod. I haven't been testing much. Well, I've been testing much RR mods lately, but most of them are not very stable. So it's normal. This is still an early release of the patch. So there are a few issues with most of the mods, which makes some of them quite unplayable, honestly. Saves being the most often problem encountered. You lose your save maybe sometimes after a few save, maybe five, six, something like that. So what I did is I went back to the source and went back to Rome Total War and tested a bunch of mods again. And basically just I was just enjoying myself and this and that, and then I remembered Extended Culture 5, and it was an intriguing proposition by those two modders, and it was very interesting. I gave it a high note, but I didn't praise it enough, and here's why. I'm gonna go into continue campaign. I've been playing a few campaigns, mainly six. This is the sixth campaign I've been testing. Um, this is with the Gandas, the Indians. So I'm having a good game so far. The Seleucids and the Bactrians are staying true to their alliances. But anyways, we don't care about the position here or whatever. What we care about is the depth of this mud. And here's why. If we go into the buildings as you go on, they really have different uses and different bonuses that will impact all of the aspects, and they are geared on resources that are abundant, but also on terrain type, also on different interactions, other interactions. So they will bring in bonuses. They have an interesting features also for some, that if you go into the upkeep, you notice that the upkeep might disappear eventually, because you have built certain building that will pay actually the upkeep of your buildings. So on an economical level, only this mod is really good, and I mean really good. It simulates really well all type of economies, and it does enable you to actually select for some cities. Well, I'll be more river trade orientated or sea trade orientated, this and that, while others you might privilege to be only caravan type and on resources instead. And that balance very well your economy. Also, buildings will come with extra features. If we look at one here, gives you at this level the auxiliary barracks. Will give you the eastern skirmishers. They're pretty good. Although you have to be careful when you manage them. Let's say the bug for the skirmishing mode is not fixing that mod, but it cannot really be fixed by a mod anyways. So as you can see, it does reduce the local tax base. When you build this, you have a requirement, and you already can do your planning by having, it doesn't depend on one but on many buildings to improve, so you can do your planning here. it is very well indicated on everything. Also, the type of governments, when you are simulating new cities, they get better and better, but you have many types of level of administration that you can use. Like this one can go into a local factional, which is pretty much almost the highest level, I think. Yeah, it's yeah, and oh yeah, another feature of the mod, cultural influence. It plays a lot on the stability of your cities, but managing your cities as far as happiness goes is not a nightmare, but it's not easy as well. One of the things you have to take into consideration is who are you invading exactly. The spare option or the spread option are very impactful, meaning that you will pay for decimating a city and you will pay for enslaving a city. It will take a while to grow back, because the AI is really good at what it's doing. One of the things that does happen a lot is that you're getting like let's say Iskandria. Uh, Look at this. Look at the population level 410, and it had already one city upgrade. They actually, by the time I went there, they spammed enough troops that they depleted severely the population because I occupied this place straight up. So you can see that the AI is actually attritioning you on many level on cities. Gotta be careful. It is a slow pace mod. Don't try to rush this map, which is bigger, by the way, because we've got India. It's a Actually it's a bit bigger than the Alexander Empire, basically. So I've played with the Romans, I've played with other factions. Romans are not as easy a sweep as one might expect. One of the things that I did underestimated the most on this mod were the battle. I didn't get exactly the moral and the how the battle system was reworked in this mode. Um, the troops are not as brittle as usual on the moral side. Um, the loss of a general is a hard blow, but it's not as hard a blow as it is in the vanilla edition or in mini mods as well. Actually, you can recoup from losing your general. It all depends. Um, but your troop will still be maintain moral throughout the fight, and you will see it deplete as they get more tired and lose troops, but in a much more realistic fashion than it does in the vanilla mod, or even I'd say 60-70% of the mods for Home Total War. Uh, Texture, the music. The music provides a beautiful immersive experience. The map is very, very nice to look at. The units are very well done as well. Um, Units are not broken per se, or they do cost. I mean, you want to go elephant? Huh, you know, 1900, 1200, and we're talking, this is raging bull elephants though. Those ones have war cry, can go berserk, of course. They have a special attack, bonus fighting cavalry, fighting nearby enemies, excellent morale, and well, they may charge without orders like many unit can do. uh, you can improve the valor, and this is where this is how they improve the battle system. They created a valor value, and this is your morale. Basically, it supersedes the morale. And they have done nice maths on this, nice mathematical work on this, so the balance feel quite just right, honestly. I haven't seen an OP faction. They all have drawbacks and they all have advantages. Of course, some some will be harder than other to play. Like Armenia in this mod, it's not a kind campaign, trust me, but it is an enjoyable one though. You're not getting crushed at the start. You're not strapped for cash that much. I mean, it reflects really well. Like the Pantics, I find them to be built really nicely. They do reflect what the Pantis Kingdom was about. So kudos to those guys. And I do love like those elephants. I do love. You know, this is nice heart. Honestly, diplomacy diplomacy works really well in this. I don't know. It's that I need the mothers to tell me because I have no way of knowing. But I guess they might have improved the diplomacy because diplomacy is so bad in RTR. Um, the AI does make sense in the alliances that it does and that it breaks. The attacks, all of that is pretty well managed. Like in this game, the Seleucids and the Bactrian are allied and stay allied. They allied from day one, and they stay allied because they have problems further west. And my expansion was done only on rebel cities, so I don't have a negative situation there. I got good trading relations with my neighbors. So right now, you know, I can actually really build the Indian Empire, uh, put it in place, and then maybe start having imperial ambitions. Maybe you can go north first. That's what I would do. You know, I would go through this, and then I would probably sweep west eventually. Although personally, I wouldn't be interested in northwest area or northeast here, but I mean north going through west. I'd rather go here. This is a more rich. So to me, it's richer, a richer region. And at the same time, it would be a good game plan because you would avoid many troublesome faction here, and you could even maintain your relation with the Seleucids and the Pontics until the Seleucids gets pretty weakened by wars that will be happening on all fronts but ours. Anyways, I digress here. But this is the kind of consideration you can actually do in this mod. This is not a mod that, so of course you can cheat it, all right? You can exploit it, but if you play it by the rules, you don't exploit it, you don't cheat. Uh, it is a slow-paced mod that will give you much challenge. Also, auto battles for some reason. Again, I think it's due to the addition of valor, maybe, or some values, but it makes much more sense when I auto resolve battle. I've tried it, I've tested it heavily, and when I get ratios, let's say 3 to 2. I will win battle with this or lose battle with this in a accurate manner. I've tested the 3-2 and I was getting pretty much a 60 percent average on win lose on auto battle, which is pretty decent because that's what it was supposed to be. And the actual comparison of force between the two factions is accurate. So that's pretty much it for this mod. There's much more to discover with this mod. I'm not going into depth into the buildings and in the units and stuff, simply because I want you to discover it, enjoy it, savor it. Honestly, I've been playing games. I I've played games all my life, and I'm getting old. And this mod I've provided one of the best experience I've ever had with a game of this type. So my heartfelt thanks to Supanut and Lanjane for this mod. And please, guys, do give it a try. Try it for at least 40 turns. Give yourself 40 turns with this, and then come back in the comments and tell me you didn't like it. I dare you. I dare you to come back and tell me you didn't like this mod. So this is it. Thank you everybody for listening. This is Gamer with Opinion. Please do subscribe, share, like. I'll be a bit more regular with my recordings. I'll be having a schedule that is more workable now. So I'll be happy, and the RR scene should be exploding in a month or so, I expect. So for all those reasons, I should produce more videos. So thanks again, and see you next time.